Hey guys, this is Lauren Productions, aka number 4673, and I'm back in a Trolls Fairy Tale, part 11. Let's just get on with this. Now, I was a little shocked by the sudden concern in his voice. Glancing over at Aaron, I don't know. He raised an eyebrow at me, confused. Go? What do you want to know? You're not planning to bring me some soup if I say no, are you? Well, if you're asking, then I will. My mom has some medicine that will knock a cold away in the matter of minutes. You sound pretty proud about that. That's one of the perks of being the royal prince, after all. You can get your hands on some very valuable things. Well, if you're offering, then I want something sweet to eat also. Sweets and medicine it is. See you in a few minutes, Buttercup. Stop calling. The shell went silent before I could finish. Placing the shell back on the top of my dresser, I lay back and down on my bed as my head started to throb. Whoa, I'm impressed. Glancing over at Aaron, I saw him standing with his arms crossed, wearing an amused smile on his face. How did you get a hold like that over him? What hold? He's a player. That's what players do. They act nice to a bunch of girls. That's not nice. What do you mean? Shaking his head with a chuckle, he sat down on the windowsill. Never mind. For Joe, you're pretty dense. Putting the blanket over my shoulder, I let out an agitated sigh as I tried to clear up my stuffed nose. You know something? What? People say that laughter is the best cure for everything. Rolling back over, I looked at him annoyed. So what you're saying, if I start laughing like a crazy person, then my cold will disappear? Yep. Wrinkling my nose, I waved my hand, motioning him to shoo away. I don't laugh. That's a lie. You can't prove that. You were saying that you're saying that you've never laughed before? Of course I've laughed before, but it was entertaining to pick on him like this. You said it. No, I want to hear you say it with your own mouth. Say you never laughed before. Turning back, I pulled the blanket over my head. Wake me up when the man gets here. So if someone tickled you, you would not laugh? I could hear a hint of playfulness in his voice. You better not. I said every word slowly and clearly as I sat up to look at him. A mischievous grin spread on his lips as he leaned off the windowsill. Better not what? I mean it, you better stop or I'll punch you. But it's fun. No, it's not. That mess hurts. He started advancing towards me slowly while raising his hands up, mimicking a tickling motion. Even though I wasn't feeling that good, I managed to shoot out of bed and dart out of my bedroom door. Cut it out. I'm not doing anything. Laughing, we both ran into the living room where my sister and mother were looking at us baffled. Hey, Casey, what are you two doing? Mama, he's trying to tickle me. I jumped behind my mother while holding her shoulders, stopped right in front of her, giving her an innocent look. Is that true? No, ma'am, I didn't tickle her at all. Casey, he said he didn't do anything. Of course he didn't do anything, but he's trying to patting my hands while pulling them off her shoulders. She ushered my sister out towards the front door. Follow me outside, Alacra. There's something I wanted to show you. I watched in disbelief as my mother and sister walked out of the room, leaving me alone with him once again. We stood there silently for a moment before another grin spread across his face. Laughing, I dashed out towards the door, calling out towards my mom. Mama, look, he's doing it again! She's lying. We were both acting childish, but I didn't really care. I needed something to take my mind off of everything. He shouted while chasing right after me. It wasn't long before I felt a gentle hand wrap around my waist and lift me up to the ground. Playing around with him was different than it was with the prince. Maybe because he was a troll just like me. I felt more comfortable around him. Though that may be the same with trolls. When we gather together, we are all like one big family. There's a certain close-knit social order between us. I guess that's why we were able to get into a fight with each other one moment and then act as if nothing happened, carrying on to the next, giving me a devilishly Grin, he started tickling my stomach and side. I was extremely ticklish, so all I could do was flubber around while laughing like a maniac. No! Tears of laughter started to stream down my face as I tried to get him to stop. I tried pushing his arm away, but his arm tightened around my waist and pulled me closer. When he finally stopped, I was able to catch my breath. I noticed how close he was. I could feel his breath just brush against my lips as the red warning signs in my head began to go off. Oh my! Electra! The sounds of giggles and my mother's stern voice snapped out of the strange moment. Shoving his off my wet waist, I took a few steps back, embarrassed. Looking up, I saw a beautiful woman standing next to her mother. Her eyes sparkled brightly with curiosity. Why did you have to interrupt him? I think he was going to kiss her. Gazing up at the sky dreamily, she let out a heavy sigh. I remember in my younger years I had sweethearts trying to woo me in like that as well. Looking back at us, she gave me a warm and loving smile. So this must be the young woman I've heard so much about. Yes, this is my eldest daughter, Acacia. Reaching her hand out to grab a hold of my own, her pretty eyes twinkled with excitement. It's a pleasure to meet you. I believe that you're the one who commissioned to prepare the pastries for today's gathering. My mouth hung open as I realized who was just standing in front of me and holding my hand so lovingly. Queen Gentian? Gentian? Oh, you don't have to use such formalities just like that with me. Just call me Gentian. Yes, madam, of course. Then I heard the sound of someone clearing their throat loudly. Glancing over, I saw Damin standing just a few steps behind my mother. My sister was the first to make her way beside me and held her hand out towards Aaron. This is Aaron. He's a friend of my sister's. Bowing his head, he greeted the queen with another excited giggle as she smiled down at him. Oh, this brings back memories. Everyone started to gather into the house while talking. Damin was the last to walk in on me. His hand was full of bags. His expression was frosty and his eyes was hard as rock. He is so jealous that it hurts. Ah! But don't get angry. There was no trace of his usual playful attitude or arrogant smirk. He was completely blank. With his jaw clenched, he walked straight up to Aaron. The tension in the air made me fidget nervously. Glancing over at me, then looking back at Damin, and wrinkled his brows, held out a hand in a friendly but cautious gesture. Hey, why are you outside? He ignored Aaron and turned his attention towards me. His tone was frigid and flat. Before I could answer him, he wrapped his hand around my arm and gently urged me inside. You knew she was sick. Why did you let her go outside like that? He narrowed his eyes at Aaron, who stood there frowning. Don't you think you're overreacting? Don't you think you should be leaving? Ooh! Before waiting for his response, oh, go away. Before waiting for his response, he turned back around and continued to usher me back into the house. I need to talk to you for a moment. He muttered to himself as he made his way towards my bedroom. When we got inside, he shut the door behind him and dropped the bags on my bed. Turning around to face him, I saw his silver eyes had melted and now blazed with anger. His jaw was clenched tight. This was the first time I've seen him angry like this. What are you getting so pissy about? You're what making me so pissy. What did I do? Motioning back towards the door, he stalked closer towards me. Who's that loser that had you outside in the cold like that? His name is Aaron, and he's a new friend of mine, so don't call him loser. I snapped back at him while crossing my arms and narrowing my eyes, but all he did was laugh bitterly. You're really dense to the point it's starting to get dangerous. Excuse me, you heard me. What are you doing let a guy touch all over you like that? Not to mention it's a guy you don't even know. I know him. Really, how? Where and for how long? I couldn't answer all of his questions because it would only make me look even more foolish. He was right though. I was being careless, letting my guard down. But it's a natural habit of trolls to act that way when towards each other. But he still has a point. You know what? If you have a problem with the way I act, that's on you. But you really need to change that tone in your voice if you want to talk to me about it. Besides, why are you getting so upset? You're acting like you're some jealous boyfriend. Letting out another laugh, he looked at me amused. I continued to stand with my eyes folded, not moving an inch as he walked up closer towards me. Why would I be jealous? You are. That's what I'd like to know since you're acting like you are. I pushed my finger to his forehead, trying to... Excuse me, I'm back. I pushed my finger to his forehead to try to get him to step back, but he grabbed my hand and pulled me closer to him, leaning down his eyes, boring right into mine. If I wanted you, I could have had you for a very long time ago. I'm not jealous. Trying to remain steadfast, I refused to be the first to look away. It's not the fact that you could have had me all along. It's the fact that you do want me, but I won't let you. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know I'm right. Pushing... Oh, we're so cool! Pushing him back with my eyes still entangled in his burning look. I was finally getting fed up with this stupid game. Look, I try my best to be upfront and honest, and I end up playing games like this. Games like what? Narrowing my eyes, I waved him my hand, motioning between him and me. Like this, the whole flirting not fling. Flirting not fling. If you like me, just admit it. With a smirk, he crossed his arms and leaned against my dresser. Who says I was flirting with you? Studying his face closely, because I started to feel anger bubble in the pit of my stomach. I do. Don't get your hopes up, because I wasn't. I think you're being overly sensitive because I was a little nice to you. Go away! Don't hurt me! Oh, Acacia. Straightening back up, he strode over to me just inches from my face. I could feel my cheeks started to burn with anger and humiliation. So, just so you're clear, if you think you can make me jealous with some nobody troll, then good luck, because there's nothing to be jealous of. So you don't like me? What made you think I did in the first place? His childish taunting was starting to get on my nerves as he played with a strand of my hair. Well, if that's the case, get out of my room. No matter of fact, get out of my house! Finally letting the anger get the best of me, I belled my hands up, and my fist hit his chest with a loud impact as he fell backwards, slamming back into my dresser. His eyes were wide with shock, but anger quickly brushed that away. What's your problem? You are. Don't you think I have time to be playing these stupid little games with you? I didn't want to know how frustrated and hurt I was right now. What games? I was just being friendly with you. You're the one who's been overanalyzing everything. No! You love me. I was only overanalyzing anything? Okay, so where do I stand with you? Am I seriously just some new playing thing that you were toying around with? For a second, hurt flashed across his face as I spat those words out. I wasn't toying with you. Then what is it? You know that tonight is the last night of the festival, right? What other reason could you have been spending so much time with me if you weren't interested in me? I thought we were just friends. Oh, fuck! I'm sorry, my language. Did I get on a wrong path? I did, didn't I? He just friend-zoned me! He friend-zoned me. Damn! I think this is a pretty good place to end the episode. He friend-zoned me! Nice!